Dalton, unfortunately, our number 2 corner in the country, is a guy who might not play at all in 2025. We don't know yet. That is Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, and I say that because he tore his ACL, unfortunately, during a workout in January. So he might play in 2025, although I'd be pretty pessimistic on that right now. But this guy was the favorite to be easily CB1, in my opinion, in the 2026 NFL Draft. He was a lockdown player for Tennessee this past year after transferring from Oregon State. 89.6 coverage grade in 2024, second among returning Power 4 corners. 4 interceptions were tied for second among returning Power 4 corners as well. Great ball skills and elite athleticism and great movement ability. He had a near-perfect 99.9 game athleticism score, meaning he's almost a 100th percentile athlete according to our player tracking data at cornerback. So an elite athlete. The torn ACL is a big bummer for Tennessee's defense this upcoming year. Maybe he'll come back to school for another year. Maybe a guy in the 2027 class, another elite player for the 2027 NFL Draft. Hopefully we can see Jermod McCoy this year, but the torn ACL might make it a little hard.
Yeah, he was so good last year. It sucks. This is the injury that on this list and maybe of any of our lists that really sucks to see, because McCoy became an elite player last year after transferring in from Oregon State. 89.6 coverage grade, 4 picks, 6 pass breakups, locking down opponents' best receivers all year in the SEC, going toe-to-toe with Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah got him once on a go ball because he gets everybody, but no, McCoy was so good last year, and that's all we can say really is we just hope for a full recovery, because he's a guy who looked like he was going to be maybe the best cornerback in this upcoming draft class and a first-round pick. And so if it's 26, we still might have those expectations, although, we saw what happened this past draft with some guys with injury questions dropping out of the first round. But if it's then or if it's in 2027, man, this guy, he's one of the best corners in college football, no question. Locking down SEC receivers all year last year was great.
And he did tear it in January. It wasn't like it happened in the spring. So literally week 1 of the college football season will be about 9 months since he tore it, which is usually kind of the earliest some guys come back from a torn ACL. 12 months is like usually kind of the latest you see for guys, which would be December for him, which is basically after everything's happened. So who knows? He might be able to come back at some point during the season, but I don't know. It's going to be a little tough for Jermod McCoy.
There's going to be no need to rush it. I mean, here's the thing. Last year's tape was so good. He's an NFL player. We do know that for sure. It's just a matter of if he's trying to get in that first-round conversation. We saw it this past year. Ben Morrison, Siobhan Revel, Will Johnson, guys, all 3 of those guys had first-round talent, but the injury concerns were the big issue there. So if they feel like, okay, I'm going to drop to day 2, maybe, and this is where NIL comes into it also, right, of how much are you going to pay this guy? And who knows, you mentioned coming back late in the season. We don't really know where Tennessee's season is going right now. We think their defense is still going to be pretty good, but offensively there's a lot of questions, and it's a loaded SEC. So there's a lot of variability with this, but no question, at the time that you made this list before this injury news came out, McCoy absolutely deserved to be. I mean, he was just spectacular last year. Even though we talked a lot about Tennessee's D-line and those guys, he was the rock of their secondary. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the country.
He's so good, man. And I think, he should look at what happened in the 2025 draft with guys like Will Johnson, Siobhan Revel, and Ben Morrison and say, maybe I should go back to school for another year. And instead of declaring for the draft after not playing at all in 2024, or 2025, I should say, because that might lead to him falling out of the first round when he is a first-round caliber prospect. So we might see him come back for the 2026 season if he doesn't play at all this upcoming year for Tennessee. But still, great player, still should be shouted out here because he is absolutely one of the top corners in the country if he's fully healthy. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.